Hello everyone! This is the Dream Envoy, and welcome back to more of Let's Play Winds of Change. Last time, we've learned that Milas might actually be retiring and will be in need of a successor. I'm supposed to name the new successor, and unfortunately I can't name myself. And we have a choice between Valessa or Fortem. But the thing is, honestly, I'm favoring Fortem a bit so far. We also found out what Damek found, and also seems like Holland. I can't believe I forgot their names. That Damek and Holland, we've seen their stories. Damek apparently found something that powered the idol, while Holland might be getting some bonding time with his prisoner Shane. I remember that name at least. Either way, nothing else to do but continue onward, I guess. To Peregrino. A little house. After a lengthy trek through the forest, we arrive at Peregrino. The scent of ale and aged wood of the tavern permeate the air. Zarya lets out a sigh of relief, having finally achieved his goal.
Well, looks like we're finally here. It wasn't that bad, was it?
No, it only just that we got into a fight for power.
Not as bad as I thought it'd be.
My legs are a little sore, but I'll manage. I know we're far from home, but this still feels like Valinor. I guess maybe I expected something a little different.
Well, this seems like a place you could rest up.
Just wait until you see the outlook, Valessa.
The outlook?
You can almost see the entirety of Alestia. As soon as there's no trees in the way, you'll be amazed. It's easy to forget we're on top of the highest mountains.
As soon as there's no trees in the way. Once again, thinking about the Amazon.
So, we're not surrounded by trees the entire way to Mazeo?
Absolutely not. Even aside from the deforesting, trees are scarce. It makes for a beautiful view. I'm sure you'll love it.
The tone of his voice implied that he wouldn't be going with us. Yeah, he has a job at Valinor. Also, I love his blue hands with pink pod pads. That's kind of cute. Although, it's kind of surreal. I mean, it certainly is not natural colors. But it helps him stand out a bit. If he's seen it before, then I doubt that staying behind was a big deal. But for some reason, Fortem and Valessa seemed a bit upset at hearing this.
Right. I guess you're in your own schedule now. You only had to bring us to Peregrino.
I'm not about to ditch you, though. Now head inside. Feel free to follow along. It won't be too hard to find Pro. Trust me.
Especially since I've seen his face before. He leaves our side and starts walking into the tavern. We exchange glances, seeming a bit hesitant.
Well, I guess this is it. As soon as we meet with Pro, we're off to Mazeo.
Wait, did you say Pro?
We're all startled by the sudden intrusion. But to me, his voice is immediately recognizable. Ulrich?
What? Who's there?
He lets out a soft laugh as he approaches us. After looking me up and down, a wide smile appears on his face. I forgot we haven't actually met. It's the blade on my back he notices.
Well, what do you know? It's you.
Ulrich!
Kind of makes my job a whole lot easier.
Ulrich! I already know who you are.
Wait, you know us?
He should know me just from the sword in the back.
Just the seer.
Yeah. We haven't actually met, but I know him from the vision.
Then you must be...
Ulrich! From the vision!
Oh yeah, we told you guys.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you were in the vision that the seer had last night.
Sure, let's told him. Yeah, I guess we could tell Ulrich.
Huh. Haven't even met, and I'm already in your dreams. That has to be some kind of new personal record.
Is that a way you're hitting on me? Cracks another smile. Is that an attempt at flirt? Is this game reading my mind? If it was, it wouldn't go anywhere. Fortem promptly interrupts. Oh boy, jealousy.
He said you died, Ulrich. Something about a man named Sovi?
His ears perk up as he hears the name Sovi, but he seems to find something comedic about Fortem's words. Clapping his hands together, simply once, he smirks at the three of us.
You sure are good at first impressions, little one.
I'm not little!
No, you're not little. You're fun-sized. Seems like nobody jumps on to Fortem's defense.
Is he telling the truth, Seer?
I'd rather not talk about it. Yeah, it's all true.
How exciting. You'll have to tell me more once we grab Pro. After that, we're going to evacuate Valinor.
Seems he's able to piece things together. The vision of his death, and Sovi, was Valinor's destruction. He wastes no time suggesting our immediate course of action.
Actually, Miles is taking care of that. The village is gathering for a celebration tonight. The perfect time to group up and escape, right?
I hope he's doing that.
Really? I'm starting to wonder why I'm even here. Either way, Pro and I will take you to Dominic. I'm glad to hear this vision of yours won't come to pass.
I hope not. That much is true. He'd avoid Valinor entirely. Too bad the attack on Valinor wasn't something we could avoid.
Shall we get things started? Unless you want to talk more, I'm up for that too.
I can't tell if he's being genuine or sarcastic. It's hard to get a read on this man, and that's odd. His resolve in last night's vision, his demeanor, was clear. I feel like, even though we barely talked, we're on the same page. He seems to know why we're here, where we're going, and what we need to do. It makes things a bit easier, and less planning would be tedious.
Whenever you're ready, Seer. Seems like we have a lot ahead of us.
We all look at each other before nodding. It seems like everyone else is following my lead. I could probe Ulrich for information, or head right inside. Ulrich has permanently joined the Rebel Brawn. Alright. I'll talk to him.
Hey,
So you recognize this blade? What can you tell me about Damek and the Rebellion? What should I expect from Mazio? How do you know Sovi? Obviously he recognizes the blade. I mean, we know from the vision that, you know, yeah, Ulrich, if I remember right, didn't he deliver it or something? Or maybe I'm remembering things completely wrong? What can you tell me about Damek and the Rebellion?
well, the rebellion was formed around 20 years ago. Survivors of the occupation banded together and sought justice. Adults trained orphaned children to create the perfect soldiers. A long time has passed, and now the children are old enough to fight. And they've been perfectly trained. Almost their only purpose. Dominic was one of these children. The previous leader raised him as his own.
That's kind of fucked up. But, I know. I take what you have, but sheesh. Kids practically don't have identities that way. How did you come to join it? Tell me more about Damek. So the rebellion is... largely made up of occupation victims? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. You know, rebel against the occupation. Is a rebellion large? Do we have numbers to win? Tell me about the previous leader. Well, that's a time. Let's learn more about Ulrich himself.
Obviously, I'm a little older. I wasn't a victim of the occupation. When it happened, I was just arriving in Museo to sell my sword arm. I moved here from Alarenthia as soon as I had the chance. Imagine wanting to get a new start and arriving in the middle of a war zone. That's pretty much what happened. So I did what anybody else would do. I joined the winning side, the triumvirate, with the hopes of making money.
Yeah, I just remembered. Didn't you grow up in like a really messed up town? Where, you know, everybody fights for power and all that such?
It was going well, but then I realized they were killing children. I turned on them as quickly as I joined them, fighting for Museo. I was one of the first rebels. Got to watch Dominic grow up firsthand.
I see. It's horrible. It was going well, but then I realized they were killing children. Okay, so you used to work for them in order to gain an income, but you turned rebellious once they found out that they were killing children. In your situation, I would have done the same. Honestly,
That's purely subjective, but I happen to think you're right. The triumvirate needs to be taken down or held accountable for what they did. Leaders should never get a free pass to commit atrocities. Never.
I agree.
I'm sure there's been insurrections in the past. There must have been. But the thing about us is that we have the Blade of Exodus, our victory.
Tell me more about Dominic.
He's a good man. I've watched him grow into a capable soldier. He always has this way of being happy no matter the odds. Even if we lost almost every rebel, he'd find a way to keep us going.
You're right. I've seen, from those scenes where we've seen Dominic, yeah, always seems to be happy. At least when he's around other people.
Cracking a joke or two is always in his nature, even in grim circumstances. It can lighten the mood, that's for sure. Nothing is worse than low morale. That's probably what he's best at, keeping the soldiers happy and motivated.
Let me see. Well, I guess it does help him with charisma. Seems like a good man. I mean, he does, but can't act that way when you're a leader. I do like the morale. So long as he's actually a capable fighter, like you say he is, I'm actually totally fine with him keeping up the morale. It's an interesting attitude, but you know what?
I feel the same way. I'm confident that he'll lead us to victory.
Is a rebellion large? Do we have numbers to win?
Not really, but it's not numbers that we need, just strategy. The Triumvirate's
True.
honor guard is weak. One man could easily kill 50. And with that blade on our side, they can't make any more. Just a matter of time.
Got a good point. I mean, it all comes down... even a small army can take down a large army if they have the right strategy and the right kind of luck as well. I think that strategy can, but it really depends on a lot of circumstances. Then I guess I'm glad to have this blade. So it's a losing battle? Well, these two are not very optimistic.
That's for sure. Without that blade, we'd never win. As I've always said, we can't take them down with conventional means. There's a lot resting on your shoulders. I hope you're up to the task.
Yeah. What should I expect from Masio?
Lots of pirates and people who are after money, no matter what. Don't trust random people and don't buy anything from a stranger. You'd get swindled and robbed far before you found anyone genuine. And the occupation didn't make things too much better. It's still dangerous. Mazeo's spirit idol was also on its final days, dim and defeated. At least, that's what we thought, until very recently.
I see. I remember hearing from Valessa that it was due to that piracy and all that swindling why the Triumvirate invaded it in the first place, but I guess it didn't really make much of a difference. Spirit idols. Is piracy still bad even after the occupation? Do you ever sail back home to visit? While we know that he doesn't really much care for his home. Is piracy still bad even after the occupation?
Yeah, the occupation didn't do much to help, no matter what anyone says. I think I'm qualified to speak on the matter. I mean, I've lived there forever. There's still an active piracy network, smuggling things from Mazeo to Alarenthia.
Like I said, the Triumvirate claimed that's what they were trying to control, but didn't really work. Was it Triumph after or something? Do you think we could win the pirates to our cause? Is it going to be safe for me to wander around Mazio? What would the rebellion do about piracy after the war? Well, these two are the most important things that I'm interested in. This I'm also interested in, but obviously they're after something else. I just get a strong feeling that. But, I mean, it's not as strongly implied. I'm not gonna say it because I don't know if we're, like, absolutely sure. But I'm never gonna claim that I know everything, but... But it's still strongly implied. It's going to be safe for me to wander around Mazio.
I'll be by your side. Dominic should be as well. You'll be fine. We know the lay of the land and how to deal with people. Just follow our lead. Besides, most of our time will be in the Rebel HQ. It's safe there.
Okay.
Alestia will be free. We won't have any restriction on trade. That's a good thing and a bad thing. The pirate will fight against it. We could take down the Triumvirate only to find ourselves against a pirate army.
We could, but...
Probably not. Not unless they had some reason to help us, a big one. A liberated Alestia would have no room for rampant piracy, right? There'd be no reason to help a cause that hurts their livelihood. Right now, they're a wild card. Not on our side, but not against us either. We should use that to our advantage while we can. They might turn on us later.
Alright. Well, that's everything I wanted to know.
Wow, Ulrich, it's so big!
Loon?
Yeah, I get compliments on it all the time.
Loon?
Can I touch it?
You're doing this on purpose, Clace! I know that you're talking about the sword, but... I know what you... Oh my god. I know this is an overused joke, but... I still love it.
Of course you can. Just be gentle, though.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought.
You might want to use both hands. And tighten your grip a little bit.
I'm sorry, guys. I am so freaking sorry.
Like this?
I am so much...
A little bit lower.
Oh, sure. How about now?
There you go, that's more like it. Now, swing that sword with all your might.
Which sword?
Yeah!
Whoa! What you doing? You could have killed me, kid.
I'm so sorry. I've never used a great sword before.
I feel like we should keep it that way.
Oh my goodness gosh. Oh my god, Clace. What's up, smiling goofy leader? Damek ventured back to the underground from the Church of Mazio. After a lengthy journey through the tunnels, he was home. The deed was secured, and they had everything they needed.
Why did the Honor Guard do all of this? They single-handedly sheltered and armed our forces.
One of the rebels noticed is Damek's sudden entrance. He quickly stands up and greets the general with a smile.
Damek, sir. Everything is going according to plan. Our forces have started to relocate.
Ah, he's cute.
Ha! Perfect timing, Vance. I just received the deed from Grizz. It took some convincing, but I did it.
Vance is kinda cute. Skinny neck, though. I mean, compared to, all that floof that Damek has.
Wait, you didn't already have the deed? Why were we moving everybody down here?
Oops, you didn't hear anything, all right. Besides, I knew I could win him over. This was just a bit of a head start.
Oh my god. Damek, maybe you are a little bit reckless.
And cut the formalities, call me Dormek. We've been through enough. This isn't about rank. I think of us all as a family, not an army.
Dormek?
Of course, Damek. I'm amazed at our new HQ, to be honest. How did you secure all of this stuff?
He found something for the idol.
It wasn't me, Vance. The Honor Guard was planning a long stay. They're responsible for everything you see.
You mean those things? Why would they build stuff they have no use for? They can't really fight, and they have no need for sleep.
Yeah, well, because they used to be alive and kinda wants to mimic that. Damek smirked and grabbed a blade from the nearby shelf.
They must have known someone would use it. Either way, the Triumvirate doesn't know about this. Their own Honor Guard is defying orders, it would seem.
Huh. You're not letting your people know that they're fighting themselves. Wait, is this gonna be a metaphor for something? Fighting among themselves? Vance followed Damek's lead and grabbed the blade as well.
So there's discord among them? Never thought we'd live to see that.
Yeah, but it also proves the Triumvirate isn't all-knowing. There's no way they'd let this happen if they were. They're just like us. We can take them down.
He flourishes his blade and holds it out.
That is... if we're strong enough.
Well, you're still sort of optimistic.
It's a spar you want?
Vance smirks and mimics the flourish of his general. A few of nearby rebels stop in their tracks to watch. You know, I can't help but notice that they're not fully armored. I mean, for peace sakes, Damek has his lower abdomen exposed. Like his belly button is just one great big target.
Just need to make sure you haven't gotten sloppy. As soon as the Triumvirate finds out, a fight is coming.
Also, aren't their armor like leather? How well is that gonna protect you against a sword?
Don't worry, Damek. I'm ready.
You guys need chainmail or something. They charge at each other and their swords clash, and I'm not even paying attention to the dialogue. I'm just looking at how well prepared they are for battle. But oh well. Sacrifice realism for appealing design. They charge at each other, their swords clash. The loud clanging of steel fills their HQ. As their audience grows in size, their morale rises in tandem. How lovely. I don't know how long the next scene is going to be. So... you know what? I'll make this a little bit long. No harm in that. Let's go inside. When we enter Peregrino, we're greeted to an argument. Normally I'd look around the tavern, but this seemed pretty heated. The barkeep, angry, seems to yell at an annoyed man in front of him.
Absolutely not! There's no way! Take that letter back to Dominic in pieces. I'm not giving up my beloved Peregrino, Pro.
It would seem that he's talking to Pro, the man we came here to meet. For some reason, I find him extremely familiar. I can't pinpoint why. Maybe it's because I've had a scene with him earlier, but, you know, technically I wasn't there with him.
Aaron, you don't want to test me. This is for the good of Alestia. Don't be selfish. He wouldn't act outside of our best interests. If you don't agree, he'll cut your funding. You wouldn't be able to keep up. You'd go out of business. This isn't exactly the best place for a watering hole, you know?
Sometimes I want to go into the settings and just lower the volume of the music or increase the volume of the voice acting. I mean, like, there's dialogue there, so, like, if you can read, you'll be able to know what they're saying regardless, but still. I like the music, but I love the music. I think that Fox and Moore did a great job, but still, I just kind of want to lower it. Just, want the dialogue to have more attention. Seems to be on the receiving end of Pro's threats.
I'll make do. I have to. This place is my home.
We're not asking you to move. You just have to let Dominic do what he wants.
Zamira is off to the side watching as well, drink in hand. I exchange glasses with Velessa and Fortam, who seem a bit startled. It seems like this is escalating quickly. What should I do? Interrupt the argument? Well, it's not like they're throwing fists at each other. Decide to sit back and watch the events unfold. As hated as it seems, I doubt it would escalate to violence. And since I'm standing back, even if it did, I'd remain safe. Yeah, it may seem selfish, but that's what I would do in real life. I don't like getting involved into fights that I have no part in.
You mean turn this place into a barracks? It's been serving the rebellion just fine as it is. A neutral meeting ground. That's what you all wanted.
Well, now we want something different. Valenorth needs a line of defense in the future. An army placed here could keep the entire village safe.
I'm agreeing with Pro, since this is time of war and some things are just necessary.
You know Valenorth will be resettled in the future. Do you want them to sit there, ready for slaughtering? Look me in the eye and tell me your tavern is worth those lives.
I don't know. There must be a way to make this work.
We don't have the time to spare. We're about to go to war, if you didn't know. Decisions like this need to be made.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Pro.
But
Sorry, Aaron. Pro cuts him off before he can continue and looks me in the eye.
Hey, Seer, give us your input. Without an elder, you're in charge of Eric. This place still falls under Valenorth's jurisdiction.
I'm glad that you recognize me just from, I guess, the sword.
Or do you not know the secret of Peregrino?
The secret? What does it mean? I look at Velessa and Fortam and they shrug. He must have recognized me from the blade on my back.
Back when your elder formed a treaty with Mazeo? Well, it's not like they trusted each other immediately. Both sides were scared of walking into a trap. So what was the best thing to do? Meet each other halfway. That's right. This place was built for secret rebellion meetings. But things are changing. Valenorth deserves an army to protect it.
It seems the rebellion wants Valenorth to be resettled as well. That puts me at ease, and I was worried they might throw it away like nothing. All the patrons look pretty happy here, but Valenorth could benefit from an army. I think about the secret he just told me. Yeah, it sort of makes sense. Not much of a secret, though. Tavern in the middle of a this isn't the best place to run a business. That man must be lining Iron's pockets to serve the rebellion's needs.
Don't tell me you're considering this, Seer.
Talk about putting me on the spot. I hope this isn't a frequent event. Probably will. I don't feel like this is my choice, but due to current circumstances, it is. I was reassigned as the elder, leaving me in charge until I elect a replacement. That reminds me, I still have to choose between Valessa and Fort Town. Oh boy. However, it's probably best to take things one step at a time. First, Peregrino. Strike a pose that implies I'm deep in Strahd. But truly, I'm at a loss for words.
Think about it logically for a second. If this was a barracks, Valenorth would be safe. We'd fight off the Triumvirate forces for you.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pro.
It may be too late now, but we can plan for the future. Damek is requesting this of Eren, but you can order it. He'll be expecting answers as soon as we arrive in Mazeo.
Yeah. You know what? I agree, but I still think that it should, like... I do have sympathy for Iron. I mean, I know that he's, like, losing a personal property, but two things. First of all, it's not really good business out in the middle of the forest. And even if he still wanted to serve beer, I don't know. Still, it would be good for the majority, for the people. I would say don't be so entirely selfish. Pro seems to know a lot more than I initially thought.
He has a point, Seer. Technically, you're in charge of the entire nation. And if it sounds like I'm putting pressure on you, I am.
Ah, thanks, Ulrich. You're a true friend.
We have a lot to do. We can't waste time over stupid fights. Help them resolve this so we can talk about important stuff.
This all happening so quickly I can't even find time to think. Feels surreal, almost like I'm in a dream or a vision, but it's real. Any attempt at collecting my thoughts goes on to be promptly interrupted.
There's no reason to turn this into a barracks, though. If you win this war, Alestia will be safe and peaceful. Damek is being hasty. He's not thinking straight.
Oh my gosh, you're just thinking selfishly, though. The thing is, yeah, there may be peace for some time, but peace is not eternal.
Seer, I beg of you, don't take my home away from me.
Iron, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know how you feel, and yes, I know that a lot of people might call me a jerk for saying this, for doing this, but it's just something I need to do. I'm sorry, Iron. One stares at me, expecting me to make a decision. Watchful gaze fills me with anxiety, and I tense up. Should ask advice before making a decision. So less for advice, for time for advice.
Look, I already told you to hurry up. There's no downside to placing an army here. Eren is just being whiny and resistant to change. You have the chance to prove yourself as a capable leader. Don't cave under his demands and give him what he wants. An effective leader does what's best for everybody.
I agree with you, Ulrich.
Think about Alestia when you make a choice, not Eren. And that advice will help you every time you need to make a decision. Catering to individual people is a great way to garner hate.
I agree with you, Ulrich. For the majority, not just for an individual. I'm sorry, Eren. Might or mirth. Couldn't leave Valenorth defenseless in the future. Had to do everything I could to prevent future attacks. My first order as acting elder was to militarize Peregrino.
I thought you'd be smarter, Seer. Stealing people's homes? No better than the Triumvirate. I hope you understand what kind of image this gives off.
I fight for the majority of people. I'm sorry. If there was another choice... I mean, like, what? What? Am I gonna put a bunch of people at risk just so you can have a stupid bar? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I know that you're upset, but it can't be selfish.
I'm not going to argue with you out of respect. Valenorth has been my home for ages, and I love the people. Looks like we're both losing our homes with no say in the matter.
She crosses his arms and walks off. Considering I feel guilty. Well, I'll just put it this way. You're a selfish asshole. You want... to me? I'm sorry? To me? What it sounds like is that you're willing to kill off a whole bunch of people just so you can keep a business. You know what? I'm not monetizing things, so I don't care. Aaron, you can go fuck yourself. Was my word considered law? Extent of my power yet. Me neither, but still. Immediate surrender implies that he was bluffing earlier. Well, this game is gonna be used against me when it comes to, running for an election, but running for, like, a campaign in politics, but you know what? I never planned to, so whatever. At the very least, it was all talk, trying to intimidate Pro. Speaking of Pro, he turned to me and gives me a wide smile.
Oh, thank you so much. Without you, that would have gone on forever. Ulrich was right. We have other things to tend to.
Over to a nearby table, high-fiving Ulrich along the way. Large man looks at me and nods, signaling his approval. And after that, he walks towards the table as well. Time for a meeting. I wave to Valessa and Fortem as I walk over to the table. A few minutes later, we're all seated, exchanging glances. We wait for someone to break the silence, unsure of what will happen next.
Ulrich,
Pro?
I thought you might find yourself here. Domek must know about the new plans then.
He assumed you were slacking off. Now that I'm here, I guess it's half true.
Don't worry, I had it planned all along. You can doubt me, but everything worked out. Here we are, all together, and ready to plan.
I need to get all of you back to Domek as fast as possible. We need to make some moves and plan our final attack.
He looks at me and then at the blade on my back.
You'll be training under a pretty strict regimen. Domek wants you to master that blade as fast as you can. If you aren't already aware, a new spirit idol was found in Mazeo. Domek thinks we can use you and that blade to tap into its power. He thinks it will give us more of a chance to win this war.
Wait, a new spirit idol? I didn't know that could happen. I thought we had all of them mapped out for a long time.
I'll assume your studying abilities are limited in Valenorth. But the occupation was just a cover for the Triumvirate's true goal. They were looking for this spirit idol, so they could destroy it.
Huh.
Whoa, hold on. Why would they want to do that?
We don't know, but that's why Domek wants it first. There's a possibility that it poses a threat to their reign. Legend has it they destroyed Alarinthia's idol as well.
It makes me think that maybe the Triumvirate are standing against the spirits, fighting with the spirits for power.
Wait, Alarinthia's idol was destroyed?
It was so long ago that they almost never had one. That's why it turned into the arid wasteland it's become. Kind of like how Valenorth will freeze over, potentially.
So, Domek wants to use this new spirit idol for power. Isn't that risky? Does he even know what will happen?
I am so sorry for that motorcycle sound. I'll try to cut it out.
Nope. This has never been done before. Unless, of course, we're talking about your friend here.
He stares directly at me. He must be talking about my power. It was gifted to me directly from Valinor's now dim spirit idol.
You mean he wants to use the power on people?
As far as I know, yeah. It could give our army just the push it needs. There's even a chance it could turn them into seers.
Oh my god, really?
An army of seers. Do you realize how crazy that sounds? I can't believe Dominic would want to do that.
Hey, I'm just theorizing. We have no idea what will actually happen. We just know one thing. The Triumvirate wants it destroyed.
That means they don't want anyone else to have it. So there must be something we can use it for, right? We think that this is part of your destiny, Seer.
My destiny?
It's not a coincidence that all of this happened at once. We find the idol just as you realize your potential. Perhaps it's that potential we need to be using.
Basically, it's gonna happen like this. We'll get to Mazeo, and Dominic will start your training. When you feel comfortable enough, we'll bring you to the idol. You'll use your power to tap into it and empower our army. Then, you'll help Dominic lead our final assault on Balteus. We'll take down the Triumvirate in their own home.
Trying to manipulate the idols to turn everyone into seers, so that everyone would be extremely powerful. Is that a good idea, though? You're messing with, you know, something you don't know about.
Wow.
He really has it all planned out, huh?
Yeah, smooth sailing once we get to Mazeo. And I think it would be too dangerous to leave right now. It's almost nighttime. We should rest and leave in the morning.
I agree. I made good time on my journey over here. We'll still be on schedule even if we stop to rest. Spirits know I need it after the long trek I just took.
Resting does sound pretty good right now. It's been such a hectic day. I'm overwhelmed.
Give us time to process things.
Yeah. And it'll give us time to discuss other matters. I'm down to rest, Ulrich. Just point us in the right direction.
Not so fast. Let's hang out for a bit first. It's still early enough that we can have plenty of fun. Go look around. I won't be too far behind, all right?
Oh, sure.
But let's for time leave the table and start looking around. That's what I would have done, were it not for the earlier argument. Ulrich and Pro look at me and let out deep sighs.
I'm gonna go grab a drink. Seer, when you're ready, take any room you want. We'll head to the Outlook at dawn and journey down to Mazeo.
I wonder if Ireland would be reluctant about serving you after, you know, considering he's gonna lose his home. Gets up and walks away, leaving me alone with Pro.
Look, I'm sure you're processing a lot all at once. But you're not alone. We're about to go to war. I'm overwhelmed too, and so is Ulrich. He might not show it, but I'm sure he's scared. There's never been a battle like this before. All we can do is play with the hand we've been dealt.
Pro has permanently joined the party. The handsome swindler.
See you around, all right? Watching everybody drink is making me thirsty. If you miss me, you'll know where to find me.
He leaves the table and goes to grab a drink. All I can do is hang out for a while and go to sleep. Maybe I could talk to Pro for some information too. Whatever I did though, this would be my final night in Valinorth. Go the arrow to the top right corner to advance the story, otherwise feel free to explore Peregrino at your leisure. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. I mean, it's time to rest after all. If you like this particularly long episode, hit that like button, and feel free to leave behind a comment. Feel free to subscribe and hit that bell to stay notified next time I upload and continue this series. See you guys next time.